Jackson Bunch on to the semifinals. Clutch effort by Jackson. Just in the dying seconds, gets the number that he needed. I'm here with Championship Tour rookie Jackson Bunch out of Paia, Hawaii, on the island of Maui. But right now, Jackson, you're in New York City, so it's cold. It's like upcountry over there, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit colder than upcountry, but yeah, it's been quite the climate change over here. A couple days ago, just surfing Rockies and pipe, and yeah, it's cold and little rainy and windy. It's the real deal over here.
Well, I mean, that's all the adjustments that you have to get used to being on the
Yeah.
championship tour. All the media, all the shoots. I mean, how's it feel right now, being a rookie on the championship tour?
I mean, it nothing much has changed, just the training and surfing preparation and all of that has been really fun, and I'm just really excited for this year coming up.
Let's talk about your journey, Jackson, because I watched you since your Hanabata days as a young kid coming over to Oahu, island hopping almost every weekend, right, to compete in the amateur competitions. And sometimes it says like it takes a village to raise someone, and I feel like a village kind of helped raise you. And I'm going to start with a name, the Riddler. Who is the Riddler?
Oh, Uncle Dave and Auntie Katsuko, yeah, they're awesome. I miss them so much, and they've always supported me, and they still do, and I'm really thankful for the journey we've had, just growing up and staying at their house on the North Shore, and Auntie Katsuko's really good food. Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, it's crazy because you came through this era where everyone really like noticed your talent in Hawaii very early, and so you had all these supporters, and then you had someone like Dave Riddle to take you under his wing. And Dave Riddle was a guy that he was the coach and mentor to guys like Bruce Irons and Andy Irons, and he's just such an important character. How were your like formative years, your young years coming up through the amateur ranks into the pro juniors and that, all those years?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of just started off with all the going over for states and going over for all the NSSAs and regionals. And I was lucky enough to, growing up, I got to work with a lot of great coaches like Uncle Reynos Hayes. And while I was working with Uncle Dave, I was also working with Uncle Jason Shibata. And so those two guys they've taught me a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. And growing up being older, and got to work with Akila Aipa as well. He's been super fun and been a great coach to me. And yeah, I mean, growing up, NSSAs, just coming over as much as I can, surfing as much as I can with Uncle Dave and Uncle Jason. And yeah, it's been just a great journey, and started off doing the pro juniors when I was pretty young, and tried to enter a couple QSs as well. And then, but once I really started getting into the juniors and taking it serious, that was right when COVID hit. So unfortunately for me, I didn't get to go to those World Juniors at the time. And I think I might have been like 17. And so like at the time it was 18 was the cut line for World Juniors. And lucky enough, they changed it for a couple of us. And yeah, I got to do World Juniors the last couple of times, and I can't believe I'm here already.
Who were some of your surfing heroes? Who are the guys that you looked up to as far as when you were developing as a surfer to get to this point?
I mean, just everyone, just watching everyone how they surf. Guys from like Aki, Kalani Rob, Ra Machado, just watching how smooth and good they surfed. And especially being a goofy footer, you're always looking up to them. And then you look at guys like Andy, Bruce, Taj, Joel, Mick, like they're so high performance and so good. And I mean, I just feel like I've always looked up to everyone, and lately I've been really liking watching Yago and Ethan Ewing and Griffin and just all those guys.
Okay. Well, speaking of high performance, you have been putting out some clips right now. We're talking about like a new level of high performance. Very few people in the surf world can do a backflip. Looks like you kind of got those things. You're working on them. You've rode away from a bunch of them. How are you feeling about that maneuver? Do you have a name for it? What do you call it?
I mean, yeah, just a backflip, I guess, but um the wind's into the lefts every day at home, and it's just try and do it as many times as I can to try and master it to hopefully land one in the contest, you know? So I've been just surfing Rockies a bunch and trying to dial in with not only my power surfing but all my high performance surfing as well. And yeah, it's been really fun training and trying to get used to all these new tricks.
I mean, do you hope that you're going to bring this into the in a heat in the Jersey? Can we see that?
100%. 100%. I mean, if the conditions are right, like conditions are right, I get the right section, then I'll try to pull it out for sure.
Yeah, that'll be next level. You also, I saw another clip and talk about a kind of a futuristic maneuver. It's like an over rotated alley oop with extra 180 on it.
Yeah. So
What's that about?
I mean, so I lucky enough I've done two of them, and it's just kind of been one of those things that just it happened, like the first one I did, I think I was surfing Hokipa and the winds were light and I was only going right. And then surfed my session, and then I was like, okay, going in, and went on a left, and it was pretty much dark. I thought my friend who was filming had missed it. And that's kind of why I claimed it so hard. But yeah, I had just I had pumped down the line and I'd missed the first section and was like, darn it, like I missed a good section. So I like went and hit the next section and just kind of tried to spin as quick as I could. And as I was coming down backwards, I was like, oh no, I think I can make this, and just made it. And it was pretty much the same thing that happened for the second one too.
Right.
But I mean, I've been trying them a bunch and getting pretty close to a bunch more. And I mean, you never know, it could just happen one day in the contest, and that would be pretty cool.
Or how many do you need to make before you feel like you can give it a name?
I mean, Albie was the first one to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Did he
So,
name it?
so
Does he have a name for it? I don't know if Albie did. Did he?
I don't know. I think he just calls it a 540 alley oop or something.
Okay, yeah.
But there's been quite a few. I think they said like I was like the ninth to do it in the water. So some guys have done it alley oops, and some guys have done like the backside full rotation and frontside full double full rotation. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's
Yeah.
crazy how high performance surfing is getting.
Yeah. Well, it was quick for you, Jackson. 2 years on the Challenger Series. It takes people a long time to qualify. You did it in 2 years. You were number 23 in 2023. You had a great result, made the quarterfinals. I think that was kind of your breakthrough result in 2023, probably giving you some confidence. And then qualification this year. Talk to me a little bit about like just how grindy the Challenger is to get to where you're at right now.
Yeah, I mean like the it's not only the challengers that are hard, the regionals are super hard. And for me, lucky enough, I got to kind of make it through those, and it's hard, Haleiwa, Sunset, those are hard waves to surf, not only against people but for yourself. And yeah, once I kind of started making those, and I mean, yeah, it's always just a confidence booster to make any kind of heat, with guys that are so good in waves, and like Haleiwa and Sunset. And yeah, that challengers started, and first contest was snapper, and I got a 16th, and it really like boosted my confidence and was like, wow, like really made a couple heats. I'm psyching, like just kind of surfed a couple more. I think it was Narrabeen I never did so good, but Narrabeen in US Open, but Bolito Oh no, where did I get a quarters? I got a quarters in Portugal. Portugal was a really good contest for me, and that boosted my confidence, especially going into Brazil that year. Like, just I think I had to win the event, but like just that if I made had done that, I could have been on tour. Just having the chance to make it,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and then just gave me like so much confidence into next year. Like with I had to requalify for the um, through the region, missed out by a couple spots, and requalified through the region, and yeah, just took it heat by heat from snapper on with a lot of confidence, and got got through some hard heats, made some, and it was such a fun year.
So I'm looking back at 2023. Was it motivating for you? You know, you said you had a chance of qualifying in 2023. Then you saw Eli get on tour. You saw Emai requalify. Did that fire you up a little bit?
Oh yeah, that definitely pumped me up. You know, there's three Maui guys on tour at the time, and I was just thinking like, oh, if I when I make a couple more heats, I'll be there too. And yeah, it all worked out insane. And yeah, I'm stoked to be. Unfortunately, Emai and or not Emai, Ian and Eli had got knocked off, but I'm super stoked to be there with Emai and a couple of the other boys from Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how like last event of the year, you're watching Sakurama, man. Like had a bad result, the 49th, you're on the sidelines. Oh no, gotta watch everything going on. How are you handling yourself then just watching like who's gonna win, who's not, who's out? Were you keeping track of all of the placings for that whole time during that final event?
I mean, like I think I was like seventh going into Sakurama, and
Yeah.
like a couple guys had lost, and then I had lost, and I was just like, oh shoot, like I got 30 guys below me that can pass me pretty easy, you know, like just making one or two heats. And yeah, it wasn't really stressful because I had a feeling and like that like whatever happens happens. Like I set a goal for the year, and it was to be top 20. So I was pretty stoked on the goal, and I was also bummed I had lost out because if I had made two heats, I could have bettered my result and maybe secured it easier. And it just like it all. I didn't get nervous until finals day. It was really like because first day had 30 guys, second day had maybe 15 guys. Coming into finals day, there was like three guys, and I was like, oh gosh, like this could go anywhere. So it was really cool, and it was super fun to do it with like the crew we were with.
Yeah, yeah. How did it feel? Like, how did it feel when you knew I just took the last spot? I'm on tour for 2025.
It was just a big sigh of relief, you know, like I've never really felt that nervous ever before. Just like three guys left, couple heats, and just like someone had to make that heat, and then the next person had to make like two heats, and it was just like, oh, it was crazy. It was a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
Especially with the boys telling me like, oh, couple more heats. Like I was just trying not to look at it, and it was hard not to with everyone else.
Yeah. And who are the boys? Who's the squad that you hang with?
Yeah, we had a good crew. We had Shion Crawford, Kai Martin, Cade Matson, and Jet Schilling.
Yeah.
And in Brazil, we were with Hiroto and Snake and Gabe Garcia and Macy. And yeah, it was a fun group for sure. I mean, those are my best friends, and some of one of my best results was with them in Bolito.
So speaking of crew, who do you have on your crew for this year's tour coming up? Have you made plans on coaches or who you're going to be traveling with?
I'm still trying to work that out, and I thinking I'm just still trying to work everything out. You know, it's come quick, and just kind of training and getting all my preparation ready. And yeah, it's coming up quick. I got to get that done for sure.
It is coming up quick. It's going to start a pipeline, right? And that's
Yep.
a wave I feel like you're really good at. I saw you come in as a wild card this year at Pipe at the beginning of the tour this year. Had a buzzer beater moment, 8.77. You took out Ethan Ewing and Cole Hauschman in that first heat with an incredible barrel. You came in, Eli, from that. You had a post heat interview. And in your post heat interview, you said, hopefully, they're like, how are you doing? You're just like, well, hopefully I'm on tour next year to do this again and not a wild card. What are you feeling about stop number one on the championship tour at the Bonsai?
I'm so excited. Like first contest as a CT surfer, just being at home in Hawaii. I mean, you can't beat that. Last year, I mean, after my heat at Pipe, my just making the first heat and feeling like, oh, next time I want to do this, I want my name and number on my back for sure. And I'm so happy it happened.
Yeah, it happened. You're going to have your name. You're going to have your number on the back of your jersey. You chose number 21 as your jersey number. What's the significance of that number?
I just like 21, and I'll be 21 next year for tour. So I'm 21, first year of tour, and yeah, just it fit pretty good.
Yeah, you're gonna be 21 when Pipe starts.
Yep, yep. Turn
That
21 in like about 10 days, 9 days.
yeah, the 19th, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So 21 on your jersey, 21 at Pipe. You know what's the good news for you, Jackson? Is if you win, you get the champagne shower because you're going to be of age.
Yep. Yep. For sure. Legal.
100% legal. Okay, I want to talk to you about boards because you ride boards by a shaper that has been a legendary shaper for decades. I'm talking about Glenn Minami. Tell me about what you're riding and just a little bit about your shaper.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Glenn has been doing it forever, he shaped boards for Town and Country back in the day, and he had his own company called Blue Hawaii, and he had insane team riders, and he had Martin Potter riding his boards, and that's Martin Potter was riding Uncle Glenn's boards when he won his world title, so he's already got one world champion on under his belt, and hopefully we can keep the boards rolling good and get it done soon.
Yeah, what's the process working with Glenn? Because he's like a guru, and a lot of shapers utilize a lot of CAD designs and a lot of computer work. But Glenn Minami uses a lot of just hands, eyes, and heart hand shaping all those boards.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing with what he does. He's definitely a master craftsman. Um, I think he most of his boards he shapes are all hand shapes, and
Yeah.
he's very picky with what he thinks will work good for me, and he knows really. I've been working with him since I was I don't even know how long, since I was maybe 8 or 9, and it's just been an amazing journey with him, and I'm learning so much with boards, and he's such a guru that I just listen to him. I ask him a question and see what he thinks on the boards, like what he thinks about a single concave compared to a double, and yes, he's so good at what he does, and he knows exactly what I like. And I mean, for Haliva last year, I rode a board that he shaped for himself, and he shaped it, and it came out a little thin, and he gave it to me, and yeah, it worked amazing for me, and I won Haliva on it, so it's perfect.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, when we look at even you mentioned it, the regionals, how to even get, if you're from Hawaii or Tahiti, even to get on the Challenger Series, it's no joke. I mean, you got Almoana Bowls, epic, Sunset,
Hmm.
epic, Haliva, epic,
Yeah,
Rangiroa, you've won in Rangiroa,
yeah,
epic again. But these are all potentially heavy waves as well.
for
So
sure.
it's a special region that you come from.
Yeah, and I mean, this last year may have been like the best Hawaii season for the QS. I mean, bowls was firing, big bowl, barrels through the days, and same as sunset. I never got to surf. I never surfed sunset or Haleiwa, but I watched some clips and guys were getting barreled, doing 4 turns on a wave, and same as Haleiwa. Haleiwa was so good, so fun to watch, and watching all those guys. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in some of those heats. It was crazy. Some of the heats were insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So, okay, so we talked about Glenn Minami. I know you're going to have your pipe boards dialed because Glenn's got rockers for pipe for decades. But stop number
Hmm.
2, it's going to be a big adjustment. It's that wave machine, that system over there in the UAE. It's a dream. I was able to ride a couple waves over there, Jackson. Surf Abu Dhabi. Talk about that wave and the preparation, and as well as equipment, because that's a big shift going from pipe to the pool.
Yeah, and I mean, I lucky enough for me, I just got back from it. That's why I didn't do Haleiwa. But it's a trip being there. Like that the place it's in, like Dubai. It's a really cool city, and I wish I got to spend more time like walking around and checking it out. But we were at Surf Abu Dhabi for 2 full days, and it
Ooh.
was it was crazy. Lots of I was stoked I did beach runs before. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I keep on hearing when I hear from surfers. Is really kind of the leg burn and maintaining that that you're going to have to manage it, as well as what's happening inside your head when you have the ticker over there in Surf Abu Dhabi, right? There's a countdown: 20
Yeah.
seconds, 15 seconds, 10, 9. Talk about like that kind of pressure and how you can contain that, because it's going to be a different type of competition.
Yeah. Um I think uh I think it's just going to be like real mental over there, just trying not to get nervous, like um it's already nervous. You being nervous there, you're sitting there watching the ticker go, and then you see the train start going by you, and you're like, "Oh, here it comes." You see the wave grow and don't want to fall when you're practicing. That's for sure. It's like you see it, and when you fall, you look down the line and you just see it peel right, keep going, and you're like, darn it. But yeah, I think it's just going to be mental. And I got really lucky. I got to go and practice and figure out what kind of boards are good and what weren't working as good. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, it's a perfect wave there. Can't wait to see what all the whole tour is going to do over there. Speaking of the
Yeah.
tour, as a rookie, 7 stops before that mid-season cut. So that's been extended. Your thoughts on having 7 stops before that mid-season cut?
I mean, that's like kind of what everyone's asking for, more contests before the cut. Just gives us just gives us more opportunity. Like
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how many contests they're taking or what it is, but um I'm so stoked to be surfing just all the stops that are on tour, Snappers back on. I've never been to some of them, so I'm really excited to go and learn the waves and surf the waves. And yeah, I'm excited for the year. It's
Okay.
one of the better years you could have
Oh,
picked to get on to for sure.
it's an epic year. You're like on the dream tour year. So I'm going to go past the 7 stops right now, and I just want your first thought on each of them as we go through them. Okay. So first of all, pipeline. First thought.
I mean, it's the dream surfing at home, and pipeline. It's the mecca of surfing.
Okay. Surf Abu Dhabi.
I'm excited for it because it's just after Brazil, we went and watched the skate contest, and looking down in the bowl, I feel like that's what everyone's going to be doing at the pool. So it's going to be a trippy feeling, but it's exciting.
Yeah, it's all about runs over there. Peniche, Portugal.
Yeah, I mean, big, powerful beach break sounds super fun.
Punta Roca, El Salvador.
I've never been to El Salvador, but I have a bunch of friends that have been and say the wave is insane. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think you're going to do really well there. Bells Beach.
Bells, it's that it just always looks super fun in the contest, and isn't it one of the longest contests
It
like
is.
running contest. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited just to see all the history that's been done there and go and surf it.
Yeah, it's the world's longest running professional event. Snapper rocks.
Snapper. I mean, that's just it's the dream. Snapper with two guys out. It's perfect.
And lastly, it's going to come down to the west, Margaret River. What do you think about that wave?
I'm excited to surf it. You know, I've heard it's kind of like home, kind of like a mix of Haleiwa and
It
Sunset,
is.
big and powerful and just open ocean. So it's gonna be exciting.
So thank you, Jackson, so much for catching up with us. Looking forward to what you're going to bring to the championship tour in 2025 as a rookie. Jackson, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend Nadia, and just everyone on Maui that supports me. You know that there's so much love and support from the island. I mean, all the islands, and I'm really, really excited to just try my best and surf my best. And yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors for all the support they've given me and all the uncles that have helped me through my years, you know?
All right. Well, remember the Lexus Pipe Pro presented by Yeti. It kicks off on January 27th. You can watch Jackson Bunch take on the world's best on worldsurfleague.com.
All right.